In his first game, Pajama Sam delved into the land of darkness to confront and conquer his fear of the dark. In Pajama Sam 2, his fear of thunder and lightning sent him to worldwide weather, where he broke and then repaired a machine that dictated the environmental conditions of the entire planet. Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Pajama Sam's next adventure, which, despite my previous tomfoolery, does not actually have anything to do with bathrooms. Pajama Sam 3, You Are What You Eat From Your Head to Your Feet, is a PC adventure game developed by Humongous Entertainment and released in 1999. I'm not going to be playing the original release because I'm kind of having problems with my Windows 98 computer. In fact, that's why I'm not reviewing the game that won the Twitter poll that I ran. So I gotta sort the Vectra issues out first, but in the meantime, I'm going to be playing the Steam release of Pajama Sam 3.
Not so fast, evildoer! It's jail for you, you tasty villain!
The story starts with Sam going to town on a box of cookies, and I mean, who hasn't sat down and munched on a sleeve of Chips Ahoy before?
So, where's the cake?
We're not having cake.
Uh-oh.
But I mean, he's just sitting there going through box after box.
There's only one more box to go, and I'll have 20 box tops!
But before you can say 20 boxes of cookies, Sam,
where are your parents?
His mom tells him that it's almost time for dinner.
Sam! It's almost time for dinner!
Then the cookies run away or something, and after he finds his Pajama Sam cape behind a mirror, which just presents a whole new set of unanswerable questions, he runs off into the pantry/title screen.
What?
I don't know this game very well. I know I've played it at least once or twice, but the nostalgia factor just isn't there for me. And this opening scene is a bit of a miss, I'll be honest, but they make up for it immediately with disco dancing food.
Who's gonna be at the party? Who did you want to invite? Wholesome and healthy and hearty.
Now, disco dancing foods are great and all, but I can't help but feeling like this game is missing something. Oh, you know what? I got it. It's missing kids' favorite thing on the planet, politics.
Oh, that? Oh, that's SSAM. It stands for Snacks and Sweets Aggressive Majority.
Oh.
Yes, this is a political disco, a gathering of like-minded sweets and snacks. When Sam lets it slip that he's having broccoli for dinner, he's quickly apprehended.
You can just wait here in jail until your trial next month, healthy boy.
In jail, Sam meets this other healthy boy, a broccoli girl with a straw hat, who hopefully has nothing to do with politics.
I'm Florette. Are you a political prisoner too?
Wow, I do not want to think about politics while I'm playing my PJ Sam. But, I mean, maybe that's not the game's fault. It was made a long time ago. I was younger, more oblivious back then, so maybe all those years ago, a story about politics would have been easier to swallow. Food joke. The food groups are having a tough time getting along, and each group has a delegate that's supposed to meet for a peace conference at the food pyramid. After escaping the candy jail as Broccoli Girl looks on with a 1,000-yard stare, we meet up with one of the most memorable characters from the first game.
One member of each of the 6 food groups has been chosen as a delegate, and they're supposed to all get together here at the pyramid to talk out their differences. Trouble is, only 2 are here and there are supposed to be 6. That's bad news. We need everybody or the conference is off.
So our main objective is pretty simple. Get all of the foods to the food pyramid so they can talk out their differences and avoid going to war.
No, General, no!
And although there is a tiny mention of politics, it really isn't that deep. Probably because this is a game for 3-year-olds. Mostly we're just gonna run around and help out various anthropomorphic foods. If you watched my Pajama Sam 2 review, you'll remember that I was a little bit disappointed by it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't my favorite. You'll be happy to know that Pajama Sam 3 is actually pretty fantastic, and it's all thanks to the characters you meet along the way. In my playthrough, I had to save
Chuck Cheddar, Bean 47, Granny Smythe, and Pierre Lapin.
Let's start with Bean Man. Sad Mr. Bean Man is stuck up on some construction equipment because a strike broke out, and so I guess that means he's just stuck up there forever or until it's over. The jelly beans and the kidney beans are deadlocked in a debate not about work, but simply about which bean is best. The foreman is also a great little bean character with a great little bean mustache.
You have a really great mustache.
Thank you. As foreman, I'm allowed to wear a mustache.
Did it take long to grow?
Oh no, it's a false one. We beans can't actually grow hair.
I see.
He also doesn't seem to know how many people are working for him, so when he heads out to count his employees, Sam just flips their signs and the beans are none the wiser.
Hey, look over there what their sign says. Kidney beans are best. Hey, they do like us after all. Look what their sign says over there.
Jelly beans rule. Hey, they like us. They really like us.
Yeah, so beans are just really stupid, I guess. Take that, beans.
I saw what you did over there. That was pretty clever. Thanks.
Pierre Breadface is a baguette that's stuck atop a Ferris wheel that isn't powered on.
I am Pierre Lapin of the Breads and Grains Group.
Can you get down from there?
Alas, no, I am trapped. The Ferris wheel, she has no power. The exercise machine on the beach furnishes the power, but no one seems to be exercising, and so she does not move.
This is a puzzle that I accidentally solved. It turns out that it's very easy to accidentally solve a puzzle when you're playing a game made for 3-year-olds. Before I even saw the exercise machine on the beach, I wandered over to this balloon salesman.
Do you like selling balloons?
Oh yeah, it's the fulfillment of all my hopes and dreams.
I think helium balloons are a lot more fun than the regular kind.
Personally, I prefer a trip to Rio de Janeiro, but what do I know?
Have you ever popped a balloon with your foot?
Have you ever left a guy alone?
Bitch.
I love this guy.
What happens if you sell all your balloons?
I can buy a new pair of shoes. Velcro shoes.
What's wrong with the ones you've got?
Nothing if you've got all day to tie them. The laces keep coming undone.
It wasn't hard to figure out that I needed to take the hammer, untie his shoes, and ring the bell. Even though I had no idea why I needed to do that, it was still pretty obvious that I needed to do that.
There's the bell. We're done, girls. Peak panning hours are over. Bye-bye, boys.
So I saved the bread man, which is great.
Say, what happened to my... Oh, shoot. Oh, well, I needed a new career anyhow.
But I missed out on trying to talk to all of these muffins. They don't exactly seem interested in talking when they're working out.
Hi, guys. That looks hard. What's up?
In the last game, I had some complaints about the setting. There were some really bright areas accompanied with some really bombastic music, neither of which I felt matched the Pajama Sam style. So I was kind of worried that those types of trends would carry over into the third game. Luckily, that's not the case. The setting and the music are both fantastic. The colors of the environments are back to the dark purples and blues, and it always kind of looks like the sun is setting, which is a nice touch. But it seems to me like that might represent a bit of light coming in through the bottom of the pantry door. But either way, it gives everything a nice Twilight Hour vibe, which allows it to be darker than Pajama Sam 2, but it still sets itself apart from the Land of Darkness in the first game. The head to your feet part of the game comes alive in the scenery. You've got the eyes at the observatory. When you're skiing down the slopes, you can see a row of teeth surrounded by snow gums. There's a heart and lungs, and you may have even noticed over by the beans that they're near some foothills. Some of this is admittedly a tiny bit weird and unsettling, but I kinda like weird and unsettling. What I don't like is this terrifying donut.
Hi, I'm Sprinkle. Hi, I'm Sam. I used to like to swim quite a bit. Well, float, really. Oh, I'm a good floater. It's a good thing. Why don't you come in for a swim? Water is very nice today.
Just like in the first game, you have to befriend a living object so you can traverse across the water. But instead of befriending the nervous-sounding boat Otto, who was my favorite character from the first game, you have to befriend this thing.
Ooh, it's creepy in here. It sure is.
Okay, that's enough. Let's move on, and maybe the next character we see will be a little bit better.
Hello? Hello, French fry. I'm not a French fry. I'm Pajama Sam. Oh, so you are. I love French fry, especially with ketchup. Ketchup. That's the only way I'll eat them, actually, is with ketchup on them. Then there's no stopping me.
All right, so Ketchup Man isn't much better, but I'm pretty sure I know what we have to do to get him to shut up.
Oh boy, ketchup. Hey, what is that? Is it ketchup?
Yeah, so not all of these characters are amazing, but there's a surprising amount of really enjoyable ones. Not that the other games didn't have enjoyable characters, but I found myself going, hey, I like that guy, more than I expected to. For instance, the gourds guarding the observatory are just great.
It's no gourds allowed.
No, that's not right. It's guards only.
Gourds only, that's right. And, well, he's not a gourd, so...
So that would mean...
And that would mean no, you can't go in.
You bypass them by wearing a pumpkin on your head, which is very reminiscent of the tree scene in PJ Sam 1. Granny Smith, who's stuck in caramel next to some dancing cans, is also pretty hilarious.
That's Smythe with the Y, mind you! Get it right!
Yes, ma'am.
The problem here is this timed jump thing that you have to do. It's a little awkward to control. Granny Smith really makes me laugh though, so it's all worth it.
Oh my, what's this?
The last delegate I have to save is another really great character.
Howdy!
You're wearing a straw hat. Are you one of the delegates to the peace conference?
I sure am. I'm Chuck Cheddar, Cheese of Adventure!
Though I will admit that he looks a lot more like a Greg Gouda than a Chuck Cheddar to me. He needs help getting down from this ledge that he's on, which is easy enough. Nearby is a fortune cookie with a large trumpet thing. He says he'll toot his celebration horn when he discovers the answer to 3 cheese-related questions.
I must know which fork at the table is the cheese fork.
I don't know that one.
What sort of cheese is the moon made of?
The moon is made of cheese?
What sort of cheese is the best to put in a cheese sandwich?
We learn the best cheese for sandwiches from a friendly plumber.
I love cheese sandwiches. What kind of cheese do you use?
Munster, of course. It's the best for cheese sandwiches.
We learn that the moon is made of Monterey Jack by looking at it in the observatory. And we learn where the cheese fork goes by finding a coupon for free etiquette lessons and redeeming it at a house where twin celery sisters live.
Table manners are the most commonly neglected rules of etiquette in these modern times, so that's what we'll cover in today's lesson. First, a few pointers, all right?
Okay.
Never rest your arm on the table while eating. Eat your soup with a spoon. Do not slurp it from the bowl. Never throw food at the table. Excuse yourself before making funny animal noises. Do not draw and poke holes in or set fire to the tablecloth. Standing on the table during a meal is not permitted. Eat all the food on your plate and do it in alphabetical order. The dinner plate goes in the center with the bread plate to the left and the glass or glasses at the upper right. Silverware should be placed as follows. Forks on the left, salad fork, seafood fork, and steak fork. To the right we have the steak knife, seafood knife, soup spoon, cocktail weenie poker, swizzle stick, and mashy niblick. Any questions?
Which one is the cheese fork?
The cheese fork will be the one which is brought with the cheese.
Oh, that's easy then.
Once we do all that, we can blow the horn and ruin all of the hard work done by these poor, whatever the hell these things are.
Oh no, not again.
Say, kid, great plan. You really helped me out of a jam here. Thanks.
And just like that, we've finished assembling the delegates for the peace meeting. I love that Granny Smith still has the plunger on her head. She's hilarious.
Krusty here thinks he's healthier than I am.
This cheese has gone rancid. I cannot negotiate with him.
Uh-oh. You're both fools. The bean way is the only way.
Nonsense!
Sam delivers an emotional speech about a cheese sandwich or something.
You two are arguing about whether cheese or bread is better, but it takes cheese and bread to make a cheese sandwich, which is maybe the most perfect food there is. And neither of you could do it without the other.
C'est vrai.
Cheese sandwich.
And there's other stuff too. What about cheese sandwich? Or cheese sandwich? Or cheese sandwich?
And the foods decide to work together from here on out, avoiding war from the Beat Man or something. It doesn't really matter.
Cooperation? Why, this means
Cheese sandwich.
Really, the important thing to note here is
the bean way is the only way.
This exciting jobs for Pajama Sam. It's a night thing. Call him Pajama Sam.
Pajama Sam 3, You Are What You Eat From Your Head to Your Feet, turned out to be quite the enjoyable little adventure game. I'm still always gonna prefer Pajama Sam 1, that's just the world we live in, but I did like it more than the second game. The color palette alone just made it feel more Sam-y. Samish. Sam-esque. While the main story might not have been my favorite thing ever, most of the characters were a hoot. Instead of just going along and completing objectives, I found myself going out of my way to talk to them multiple times to see some more of their dialogue.
Plop, plop, plop.
Plop this, wise guy.
If there's one area where they really bungled or bobbled the Fingle-Doppel, it's in the skiing segment. I mean, I know this may look fun, but it's really just a choose left or right 3 times situation. You can't really ski well or ski badly, and I don't think you can even fall or anything. You just kind of wait until a sign pops up, and no, you can't even run into the sign. I tried. It's a game for little kids, so you can't make it too challenging or anything, but at least make it more interesting to look at than Ski Free, right? So what do you guys think? I mean, this is only my opinion, and I know there's others out there. If you've played this before, leave me a comment and let me know what you liked or didn't like about it. I'm always interested in hearing what you guys have to say, because I only really know my opinion until the video goes up and everyone is judging my opinion. So if you give this game a shot, let me know. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching.